Good morning, everybody. It is April 3rd, and today we will discuss a bunch of things in the crypto market, things that you should definitely know about, and things that you should always keep in mind. So I got Brendan with me here on the line. How's it going, man?
It is going good, folks. Look, we're here to bring you the market update. Thanks for tuning in. You know, every day we're going to try and bring you guys the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency news and analysis. So where do you want to start off today, man? There's a bunch to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about. I think, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I see a lot of positive sentiment right now in the market, specifically with Bitcoin actually maintaining the above the 50 SMA that we've been talking about, right? So we had the major dump that we had all the way from 65,000 all the way down to 46,000. Then we pushed back up. The whole market was basically looking at this SMA right here. So we're not going to fully delve into that, but if you watch our video from yesterday, we explained the significance of this. But just to give you a quick, long story short, the 50 SMA basically called the bull market end in 2017, and as soon as we broke below it, we stayed consolidating for a while until recently. So now, even here at this every drop that Bitcoin had, the 50 SMA actually played a good factor in terms of support. Again, we never really break below it. We always find that specific support at it. We try to peak below it, but buyers come right in to actually push the price back upwards. As soon as Bitcoin fell off, we went back up to retest it over here, reject it, went back down. Then the whole market was basically speculating whether we're actually going to break above it or not. So this video, a bunch of things that Bitcoin is doing unconventionally and supposing the market. And right now, yeah, we're currently below it. Past 3 days here, we pushed all the way above. Very nice candle between the open and the close. A very long distance. Buying pressure is there. We kind of have a bit of a indecisive candle over here, was saying, the whole market is saying, hold up. This guy here was playing a huge factor back in 2017, but we broke below it. Is Bitcoin actually going to close above it and maintain a forward movement back to the top? And you can see that being reflected right now in this candle. Yesterday we had a bit of consolidation. We actually closed below it, and right now we are at 57,600 region, and we're seeing some sort of rejection. So something to definitely keep in mind. But we have some other signs here right now with Bitcoin. But man, this 50 SMA is I don't know. It's kind of scary, the fact that we're above it, huh? So hopefully we'll see how it breaks down, or how we close the day, basically.
Yes, and look, folks, let's not mince words here. In my opinion, the 50 daily simple moving average is the inflection point for Bitcoin, for whether Bitcoin is healthy or not healthy. And we want a healthy Bitcoin because we want Bitcoin making higher highs and higher lows. We want Bitcoin uptrending over the long term, because the higher the ceiling for Bitcoin, the higher the ceiling for the alts. We're currently above that SMA, like you're saying here, but these candle bodies, I don't like them at all. They're not confident at all. This is a reversal candle, bearish engulfing here, and long look to the upside. This doesn't look healthy. This doesn't look strong. This looks weak. All these last 3 daily candles are looking weak, although still maintaining above that 50 SMA. So as long as we maintain above that 50 SMA, I think higher highs are in Bitcoin's future. If we start to break below that, I start to get worried of extended consolidation and correction phases happening with Bitcoin.
And that's the thing. That's why we wanted to kind of start the video, was telling you that, look, there's a lot of positive sentiment in the market. There's a bunch of things we'll talk about here, but overall, we're seeing that retracement. It's rightfully so, because this thing here just called literally the end of the last bull cycle that Bitcoin had. So what's going to happen here? It's a very critical point that we need to keep an eye out on. We still have almost 10 hours for the day to close, so we'll see where that stands. But overall, one of, I guess, the unconventional things that Bitcoin is doing recently, for the longest time here, if you look everywhere through the whole market, Bitcoin always had an inverse relation to the DXY, which is the dollar, this index in terms of currency. And it's just telling you, basically, every time it's falling down, it's telling you that the dollar strength in relation to all the other currencies is falling in value. However, recently here on 30th of April, so let's say, when was 30th of April here? That was Friday. So last Friday, the dollar actually went up in terms of value against other currencies. And usually when the dollar, when this index actually goes up, it's telling you that Bitcoin should go down basically. And if it's going down, it's telling you that Bitcoin should go up. However, recently here, we had a good day for the DXY, but Bitcoin as well continued to still rally upwards. So the inverse relationship looked like, it didn't matter for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin did ignore that basically. So something to keep in mind. Overall, besides that, we're having a nice influx of all stable coins into all exchanges basically in reserves, and the stable coins that are going into exchanges are increasing as well. So a lot of people are kind of how would you say, not reserving, but basically
getting ready to buy.
Exactly. So that's that money coming in to buy Bitcoin or whatever the case might be. But it's just telling you that, hey, the market is looking to start buying some things. And every time you see it goes all the way up, let's say if it's 10.72 billion here, back in March 26, we have a continued uptrend with Bitcoin overall. Right now, we're looking at 10.4 billion. Bitcoin itself is at 56.5. Is it 66.5? No, 57.6. So $57,600. And we're seeing there's an increase in the stablecoin reserves on all exchanges. So that's telling us something that, hey, look, the market looks like wants to start buying some things. Which coins we're talking about? Could be Bitcoin or any other altcoins in the altcoin market, but it's definitely a good sign. And even besides that, we're having a Bitcoin's difficulty basically decreasing. So when we had that crash happen a couple of weeks ago, we had Bitcoin difficulties go all the way down. We had a bunch of problems with some mining pools, had some power outages in China, and Bitcoin's difficulty to mine basically decreased. So it resets every 2 weeks, and not until Saturday this weekend, where we had that real number actually come in, the most updated number, and Bitcoin's difficulty to mine switched from what was the number here? We had 101 all the way down to 88. So there was a 12% decrease in Bitcoin's mining difficulty. And that's usually coupled with a nice uptrend that comes after, because it's attracting a bunch of miners, the smaller miners coming back into the picture. And basically it's correlated every time it drops. We have a nice uptrend with Bitcoin, a drop, uptrend with Bitcoin, and now we had a really big drop, that 12%, which is the biggest since last November. So it's pretty good signs that we got out there. I'm pretty sure you agree how usually, all these confluence of reasons that we have here kind of always push Bitcoin's price up. But that's what we're saying. Overall, it is looking good, but we do need to maintain this. So we got a bit of things that you need to be fully careful of in terms of how this plays out. The next couple of days are extremely critical for Bitcoin. There's a lot of positive things in the market, but we definitely need to keep an eye out on how this plays. And I would say, I'm not sure if you have any comment on this, but I just want to talk about the buy and sell pressure walls we got on Binance. So
yeah, I got a few comments, but go ahead.
Okay, sure. So overall, this is Binance. We're looking at Binance, and we're seeing here, if we're looking at buy pressures. So let's just see if Bitcoin falls. We got a bunch of buy orders that are ready to buy back Bitcoin at the 57,000, 56,000 as well, all the way down to 55, 54. So we got some cushion. However, with all the positivity we're talking about, there's a lot of sell walls that we need those buyers to break. And as we look upwards here from the 57, right now we're at the 57,700. If we keep moving upwards, we have a big sell wall at the 59,000, a huge sell wall leading up to the 60,000 over here. And you'll see on the side, we have overall a total of 1,000 Bitcoins that need to be sold before we continue to move above the 60,000, and which is equating to almost 64 million. But let's say we also break down, we're trying to push all the way to the 65,000. We got a bunch of walls that we need those buyers to actually break above. So something to keep in mind. A lot of positivity. We're seeing a nice uptrend. Is that gonna hold? We need to see how it plays out.
Right. And that's pretty significant, because Binance is the largest exchange, decentralized exchange in the world. So if there's large sell walls like that on Binance, that should be pretty telling of the rest of the market, in my opinion.
That's only what's visible, by the way. That's what you need to keep in mind, is that there's a lot of orders that get hidden, so iceberg walls that we can't actually see. So that's also something we need to keep in mind. But 100%. This is it for me for Bitcoin.
Yeah, look, now I think one good transition here. One story I wanted to bring up here is the fact that Bitcoin's hash rate is recovering. So one of the key factors that led to Bitcoin's flash crash we had in April was a bunch of mining operations in China all got their power shut down, which crashed the Bitcoin mining rate, the hash rate, which has historically had a correlation with price action here. So we can see here, this was the beginning of the price of the power outages, which is the beginning of the price drop. But right afterwards, we're seeing that the hash rate has actually recovered and is now currently above kind of like the average that was beforehand. So hash rate recovering tells us that Bitcoin is healthy and ready to start making moves to the upside. So hash rate has fully recovered. We're basically at the same levels we were before the flash crash. So that's something very interesting to see. Now, I kind of want to bring things over to Ethereum, because what's happening with Ethereum is extremely significant. We hit our price target of $2,600 that I was talking about back in March, and now today we have hit my price target of $3,200. Again, I've been talking about for quite some while. Folks, you have to stay tuned to this channel. Like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. So look, we're right up against significant Ethereum. We're right up against resistance. Ethereum has had quite a run up. I think some kind of consolidation, cool off period is probably well warranted. I mean, just take a look. Run up, pull back, run up, pull back, run up, pull back. The whole time we're still making macro higher lows and higher highs. So I think some kind of pullback is well warranted. But eventually, I think our next price target for Ethereum is about $3,800. If we zoom in a bit here, we might be able to see this a little bit better. Yeah, right around here at $3,800, and that, yeah. Can you see the number
basically? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very blurry on my end, but yeah, no, around that target here is kind of our next price target for Ethereum. Now, moving on here. Another very interesting news story, which is very telling of things to come. So as Ethereum is hitting $3,000, the amount of inflows, Ethereum coming onto exchanges, has dropped by 44%. Folks, people are hodling Ethereum, and I'm super bullish on Ethereum for a lot of reasons. One of those reasons is I think Ethereum is the next Bitcoin, in the sense that it's the next coin the institutions are most likely to get into, and I still think they haven't woken up to what Ethereum is. And with a bunch of improvements, EIP 1559, making Ethereum deflationary coming in the summer, hopefully optimistic rollups, second layer scaling solution coming a few months down the road, I think Ethereum is going to start to look a lot more attractive to the institutions in the coming months here. Now, I want to mention another very interesting news story, which is an update coming to Bitcoin, one of the biggest ones that has happened in quite a while, called Taproot. So what is Taproot? Taproot is essentially an improvement proposal. That's not what it's called, but it's similar to Ethereum. What this aims to do is essentially bundle signatures into one transaction, where instead of you have to send individual transactions per signature, you want to bundle them, which will alleviate some pressure on the network, making transactions faster, transaction fees cheaper, and should reduce the transaction space by at least 20% here. So this is just an improvement coming to Bitcoin here. The improvement was proposed when the difficulty rate dropped at block. So they're giving this improvement 2016 blocks to go through. 90% of the miners of the mining blocks have to approve this proposal. So far we can see that if we zoom in at this picture here, we've had roughly 44 blocks approved. We need this many blocks, so roughly 84% of the blocks have approved this. If this does not get approved in those 2016 blocks, it'll just be moved over until the next mining difficulty rate decreases there. So I don't know if you got any 2 cents to add there.
No, I just wanted to keep in mind that also for this one here, we got out of the the top 10 biggest mining pool right now, we had mining pools that are mining Bitcoin. We have 3 that have given their signs of approval for this update. So overall, the update is going to give a bit of a 20% reduction in the transaction space or rate that Bitcoin will operate on. So that's definitely going to lighten the load on the network, and you'll have a bit more Bitcoin would be a bit more scalable or a bit more faster when we're processing transaction, which is overall a good thing. Still extremely slow. nonetheless, but it's definitely something that's going to make it a bit more easier to process those transactions on Bitcoin. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it for Ethereum. I guess it's not much to talk about besides that.
I would just I would want to add one more thing here.
Oh, our boy is a billionaire now.
Yes, Vitalik is now a billionaire with Ethereum going over $3,000. Vitalik's a billionaire. Very interesting to see. And as well, Ethereum is now worth more than Walt Disney and Bank of America. So look, folks, I think this is just very telling of things to come. I think one day, Ethereum is going to be worth more than Apple, worth more than Amazon. I think the current, if we go to the, if we had coin market cap pulled up here, yeah, we can take a look at the market capitalization. So right now we see that the whole crypto market is worth 2.2 trillion. The altcoins are worth roughly 1.2 trillion here. And
1.203, please.
Yes, 1.203. But look, yeah, I mean, we brought this up while we were preparing this video, which is we're still in such early days. There's companies that are worth over $1 trillion.
That's what I'm saying, because I feel like when we're looking at the market overall, and that's literally what we're discussing before this, we're looking at the market overall. Obviously 2.some trillion, 2.2 trillion is a lot of market cap for crypto right now. But once we start talking about adoption, we're looking at major institutions and banks. Right now, Ethereum, I think last week or a couple of weeks ago, there's the European Investment Bank or whatever had a digital bond set up on the Ethereum network for a worth of $120 million, basically. So
yeah.
Overall, 2.some trillion for the whole crypto market, and including adoption, is not that much of, if you're comparing it to the actual real world stock market and just the companies and institutions overall. So once we start talking about adoption, we got to start thinking about much bigger numbers, and this is just the start. I think Bitcoin was the first step. Store of value, obviously the safest investment. There was literally, you can't do much, I guess, with it. Obviously, there's a bunch of things that are being worked on top as a second layer for Bitcoin, but the second option, our second step would be, smart contracts, and looks like Ethereum is the most set out right now. It's the biggest ecosystem in terms of that, and they're working on. One thing that I don't think we have mentioned before, but I just like the fact that when we're looking at huge sums of money and institutions that are trying to back these coins or these, or Ethereum or whatever we're looking at, Cardano or whatever the case might be, I think the most attractive would be the most secure. So the most hacker proof coin would be the one that would get the most attention, I think, because there's a lot of money involved in it. And I think Ethereum has right now, I don't really have the specific numbers, but they have the biggest development team and the biggest
they have the most users. They have the most users. Yeah, people are gonna go where the users are.
Exactly.
Right? And these institutions don't care about these gas fees. So no, man, I agree. And look, I'm gonna throw a wild guess out here too. I'd say by the end of this year, we're probably gonna see a crypto total market cap in between 5 and 10 trillion. Now, I mean, I don't know that for sure. Nobody knows that for sure, but I've seen that number thrown around a lot. Makes sense to me. Not financial advice for sure, but I mean, again, folks, we've been saying not financial advice since VeChain was at a penny and Ethereum was at $300 and Binance was at $10 when we first made this channel. Like, folks,
so not financial advice, wink kind of thing.
But we've only been extremely correct throughout this entire market. So yeah, folks, no, look, this is the market update. Hope you guys like this format. Let us know what you guys think down in the comments below. We're also going to be doing a live stream 100% tonight. We're doing a live stream. We're going to have some stuff prepared, some stuff I think you guys are really going to like. We're going to run through some TA on different coins here, present a lot of opportunities, a lot of projects that I'm looking at myself to get into. I've already gotten into a bunch of derivatives plays. We're also going to be doing some giveaways. So lots of stuff playing in that live stream later tonight. Make sure you stay tuned for that. I don't know if you got anything.
There's a rumor that there's a small giveaway, right? Yeah,
there's a rumor.
There's a rumor circulating the space right now. But anyways, we're not gonna prolong this anymore. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think about the analysis. If you agree or disagree. Have a great day.
Yes, if I could just add one last thing.
Go ahead, man.
We're gonna aim for roughly 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that live stream, roughly around that time. So again, make sure you stay tuned for that. And yes, folks, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care.
Peace.